you got to make any conduit racks, let me show you what I'm talking about. That's for the new guys, not you old heads. See that up there? We're running that 3-inch going across here. Okay, I'm gonna take you underneath, right? You see it up there? We got a crane right here in the way, and so the top is like 46 inches to get both beams, and then the bottom is a 32, so it doesn't hit the back of the crane. So we're doing a little bit of prefab on those, and I'm going to show you what we're doing and how we put it together. Some of you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, I know how to do this, but there's other people that don't know how to do it, and that's what I'm trying to do, show people how to do things that they might not know anything about, all right, or may have never seen. So get over it. Hold on. All right, so what we're doing is we've got our unistrut that we've already measured out 46 inches across, okay, and then we've got some 32-inch pieces that'll go on the bottom side. You put the top flat towards the rafter, and the bottom side with the open part where you clamp for your conduit. I know some of you already know everything there is to know. Just hit the like button and go to the next video, okay? But for you other guys, check this out. So we're using these big beam clamps. It seems like a little bit of a waste, but by the time you have to drill these purlins and take the time to get exact measurements, I think this makes up for the labor difference. We already kind of bid this into the project, so it's not that bad. What we're doing here is we had long bolts that would stick past this and get in the way of the beam that we're anchoring to. So we put a nut on it to take up some. Well, why don't you just get shorter bolts? It's what we have, you know, and so we're going to use what we have in a way that makes sense, so that we're not stuck with a bunch of stock on the shelf for 2 or 3 months or whatever. All right, we'll put one in here. I've already got these kind of measured out where I want them to work out. One of them goes right on the end hole. Okay, so we just screw that one on, and I'm doing it loosely. And then I take this bolt right here and back it off a little bit so it fits in the purlin in the channel. All right, then I flip it over. Another washer, another beam clamp, another bolt. This one goes into the second hole. So I go ahead and turn it on. This is easy. This is the easy part. See how easy that was? That's a joke. For all you union guys, that's a joke. Okay? Alright. Okay. Now, you also need to know your distance for the rack. What type of thread that we need back. So we've got 10-foot pieces of all thread, 3/8, okay? And we've got it set up on some sawhorses. I'm going to take a nut, if it'll thread. And just the fender washer. And I've been going about 3 knuckles deep. Okay. Now we're going to do the other one. A little faster. Okay. I know this one goes right here. So now we're going to do a fender washer, lock washer, so it doesn't vibrate loose, and another bolt, another nut rather. And that's how we're going to do all of them, okay? So we got some nut, lock washer, fender washer, fender washer, nut. And again, I try to go like 3 knuckles, just as a average for this particular install. And we're going to do all these and bring you right back. All right, so we got the front done, or the top, not the front. That's stupid, isn't it? We got it tightened on down with just a pair of channel locks, and now we're going to be putting in the smaller piece, so we missed that crane. Remember, that's the whole point, way down there. It can't be the same size, or it would stick over like this is, and the crane would bash into it. So we don't want that. But he's using the old slow way, right? He's the one that showed us the fast way. Let's see if he wants to use the fast way. And we'll do this bottom piece just the same. We've got it to where it's going to be on the outsides. Look, see, that's on the outsides of a 32-inch piece, where that's getting caught kind of midway, and this is offset a little bit. I'm going to do it the same way that we did at the top, at the depth again. I'm going to be strapping pipe on this side, flat washer, lock washer on both sides, and then a nut. And then what we're going to do, here, let's show them real quick what we're going to do. We're going to take a tape measure. I've already got my height from the top. Once this is mounted, I had to do one as a test run. Once it's mounted, I measure right over top of the all thread to the bottom, and we need 111. So I'm going to adjust this nut to 111 when it's on the back here, on the bottom. And then I'll tighten this side up with the lock washer once this becomes the stop, okay? Because I mean, it's not a huge deal, but somebody said in one of the comments that 3-inch don't give, and it don't. If you're right on the end, like you're needing to put a piece of conduit, and the connector has stopped right here on a run coming this way, and this is high, a 1/2 inch, it's going to be hard to get it in that connector as a run. So it's really important that you get this level, so it's a smooth run, and you're not up on a lift trying to fight your guts out in the heat, right? And, so here's where we're going to end up at 111. And we're not going to tighten that all the way down. We're going to finger tight that until we get it up there. And we'll get the top installed, get all that locked in. We'll drop down, and then we'll measure it one more time and lock it in. Surprise, we're up on the lift now. Here's the other part. Got beam clamps, and again, they're loose when you're coming up here. Beam clamps right here. They're loose because they overlap that lip so much. You gotta hook. You can hook this one in, because for me it's the furthest one away of this lift. And then this one, you about have to turn it in where it turns up over that lip with that bolt out. And you have to watch. This one's pretty clear, but people will run their MC cables up in there, and you don't want to pinch one of those and make more of a problem for yourself. You can see down there the other end where we measured 111. All that I'm going to do now is just get dropped down and measure from the top of this all the way down to the bottom of that strut. That's the measurements that I came up for our 111, and that should make it pretty level.